Hello, welcome to YHELPtalk with Tsvealah. Today we are here with Katherine DiRosa, Clinical Coordinator and Liv O'Neill, Program Director of Easterseals UCP, Reach Services, discussing mental health. Tell us about yourself and your organization.
Sure. Easterseals UCP is one of the largest nonprofit service providers in North Carolina and Virginia. We're dedicated to helping children, adults, and families living with intellectual and/or developmental disabilities and mental health challenges so that they can live their best possible life. We offer a variety of services such as autism and ABA services, camp and recreation for adults and children, cerebral palsy services, child development, employment services, foster care services, home engagement, mental health services for adults and kids, which is what the Reach Northern Virginia program falls under, as well as residential services. To speak more specifically about Reach here in Northern Virginia, we are a crisis intervention and prevention program available for children, adolescents, and adults who have an intellectual or developmental disability who are also experiencing a mental health or behavioral health crisis. We have a 24/7 crisis hotline that is available to the community to receive phone support. It's also used to access our on-site crisis intervention team. In addition, we offer community-based crisis stabilization service as well as residential crisis stabilization services, which are typically used in lieu of psychiatric inpatient services. A person does not need to have current services with us in order to use our crisis line.
Define mental health and why should it be a priority?
For me, I define mental health as the connection between our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions, and the well-being of each of those.
Do you think mental health awareness is important to reduce the stigma?
Absolutely. I've actually witnessed firsthand that stigma is a big barrier for people asking and getting services that they would definitely benefit from. So I do think that it's important that we normalize mental health well-being just like we do with our physical health.
Is it important to be aware of your feelings, and how can you check it with yourself?
Definitely. I find it really helpful to check in with your thoughts. Don't try to get yourself to stop thinking about something, but just let thoughts come and go, but be mindful of their content. And when it comes to checking in with your body, check in and see if you feel pain anywhere in your body, and then focus on taking a deep breath through your nose and pushing your shoulders down as you exhale through your mouth.
What are some coping skills teens can use if they're experiencing anxiety or stress?
I think that journaling and being present in the moment are some of the best tools for anxiety and stress, because stress and anxiety can feel very finite instead of fluid. So if we focus on each of the moments that we're thinking about and not try to focus on like past, the future, or what's going to happen, then our feelings can go from feeling like this is infinite stress to feeling like it's just momentary. And journaling can really help us when we are trying to look at what has helped us in the past and how far we've come. So one of the small changes that I think really helps when we express our stress is instead of saying things like, oh, I'm just so stressed, you can try saying, I feel so stressed today. That way we start to shift our mindset from fix to growth.
If someone is experiencing mental health challenges, what should they do?
Definitely talk it out and with someone that you trust, and ask for help. Many of the mental health hotlines offer texting options as well if you don't feel like talking over the phone.
How can teens assist a peer that is experiencing a crisis?
Focus on being an active listener and hearing the person rather than trying to solve the issue. But of course, if something is life-threatening or dangerous, you can always let an adult know.
How can teens set boundaries while assisting peers in a crisis?
The best advice with boundaries is to set boundaries ahead of time. So if your friend wants to talk all the time, let them know what your schedule is. Let you be the person to initiate the conversations. But if you ever feel overwhelmed or like you're the only person helping someone, it's a good idea to reach out to a trusted adult, because mental health and the well-being of our mental health is a team effort.
Who should teens talk to for advice about mental health?
People that they trust. Many schools have school counselors, school social workers, school psychologists, and a lot more schools are offering in-school therapists. So even if you can't find those people at your school, you could talk to a teacher or a principal and see if they can get you linked with them. And in the community, there are things called warm lines, like not too cold, not too hot, and also hotlines that people can call to get linked with services and professionals as well.
What are some mental health resources teens and parents can use?
I always recommend starting with your school. There are also peer and parent support groups. Usually, libraries are the first place that we can get connected with our community and find out what there is in our community when it comes to resources. And of course, libraries have books, and books can help us normalize and validate any mental health concern that we're going through.
Is there any advice or anything you'd like to share with our audience?
Yeah, so your experiences are unique. No one is going through the same thing that you're going through in the same mindset, in the same way. But you don't have to go through those difficult things alone. Especially with Reach Northern Virginia, we're here to help individuals and support systems of people in our community of all ages with disabilities. We offer service specifically for a population that is often overlooked and really without services. Our residential and clinical teams are specialized in the field of disability and mental health. We're passionate, we're skilled and experienced, and we provide compassionate, person-centered service. Each year, Easterseals UCP supports 20,000 families by delivering 9 million hours of direct services and a wide variety of life-changing programs in 140 different locations. The Reach Northern Virginia number is 855-897-8278, and we'd love to hear from you.
Thank you for being a guest on our show.
Thank you.
Please check out YHELPnow.com and follow us at YHELPnow for mental health and life skill resources. Bye.
Bye.